The Hydro.
Hydro, mate.
Right.
What a place.
How was your balls when
The first thing, mate. The first thing was a proper buzz, like, but never really got that with the second one, eh?
Why?
I don't know. I obviously did, maybe just because we've done it before,
and then boom.
Just like, and it was only 2 months after we'd done the first thing, so it was kind of like just time to go to work, mate. Innit? You know what I mean? So, but see the Hydro, you didn't realise, mate. People probably, when you go to the Hydro to watch, people think I've probably turned up 30 minutes before it, walked on stage and done a 2-hour show. We were there at 2:30, mate.
What?
At 2:30 during the day, and you're working right up to. See, when you go on the show, see when you go on the stage for Hydro, mate, you're fucking knackered. You're drained, mate. Eh?
So, right, you're at 2:30. What was that? Because obviously the mic check, sound check.
So 2:30 you go in, we get a wee bite to eat in the dressing room, and then the guy who's going to come in and do the VTs, he sit in for about an hour and a half, mate. Eh? I need you to say this word at this time for this video to go up.
Really?
So you work on all the timings for each video, for each picture, for each segment.
The reason I'm laughing because I can just imagine you, Slady, thinking for fuck's.
Well, that's what, mate. We're doing the stuff for the Hydro, mate, and then Big Kev just kept eating chocolate, mate. While this guy's I'm trying to listen to him here, man. So no, it's people don't realise like there's a lot of work that goes into it, and then you need to go and do a full run through rehearsal. So you're basically doing the show before you do the show.
Yeah. So obviously, I turned up at 6:30, queued up, and then I had to go to the toilet, queued up, and then I queued up to get juice and food, and then I got the woman saying, please go to your seats and that.
Right.
So I'm thinking, fuck, I've not been able to drink my juice, not been able to eat my chips, so I'm stuffing chips, and then I'm thinking, at that time, when do you get the call to be like, right lads,
5 to
5 minutes?
5 to 8, well, that's twice now, the show's meant to start at 8, but because of the queues,
Yeah.
they come in and say 10-minute delay for everyone to come in. So mate, you're pure want to get out there, and then they come in and say 10-minute delay, so...
So what he's doing, are you drinking, or...
At that time in the green room,
Yeah.
we all had our cue cards, so after you do your rehearsal, maybe change a few things for the original.
Yeah.
Somebody maybe says something funny in rehearsal and you're like, that's better than what we were going to do before, let's go with that. So you usually get a shower quickly, something to eat, and then you're kind of just going over things in your head.
It takes long to get ready.
Andy Halliday, mate. Oh my god, man. Prima Donna, honestly. I think you asked every person backstage what they thought his outfit is. It's alright, black socks, white socks. He actually wore my socks that I'd had on all day. So he brought white socks to wear with his outfit. Never bought any black socks. I had black socks on all day, mate, and they were stinking. I went for a shower, right, came out and he's like that, have any black socks? I was like, mate, I've got them there, but they're fucking bouffing. And he's like, fuck it, gaze them, man. So he wore my socks that I had on all day. Really bastard, but Andy's a big one for his Slaney, mate. Slaney rocks up. Didn't think he had a shower, a smelly bastard. Put his stuff on and went out and done it. But Big Kevin, oh mate, Big Kevin, I seen Big Kevin in a towel, man. Horrendous. Horrendous.
So obviously I've got ready in that, right? You came on. Is it just bright lights?
When you first come on, mate, you get a dizzy. You get a dizzy feeling, mate. So I always come on and put my beard in first, just to get a wee fucking 10 seconds to yourself. Put my beard in, and then you walk to face the crowd, and your head's all over the place, eh? And I've said it before, mate. You didn't really know what you're saying. It just comes out.
Comes out.
And you're just lucky if it comes out well or not.
Is it annoying because in most of your podcasts, right, you're mic'd up obviously, but you have to hold a microphone. So when you're trying to talk, you need to remember to put the microphone. Is that annoying?
It's not annoying because it doesn't really bother me, but with the guests, sometimes they're not putting their mic, but you don't want to stop them.
Talking.
The guests didn't do the run through, so they've never checked the mics. So there's times when you're sitting and you think, that mic's not close enough, but you don't want to go, sorry mate, in front of a full crowd, sorry mate, can you put that microphone to your mouth?
Well, to you, you're not really going to say it as soon as Jotty.
Come on, Graham, stick that mic closer to that moustache, mate.
Obviously, you've had the guests on and stuff like that. Who's your favourite one?
To interview?
And you can't say the Canio.
What, as in?
On the Hydro.
At the Hydro. Gravison's my... Yeah. Gravison, me and him were so tight, mate, and it was such a strange friendship, mate.
Right, obviously everyone knows the friendship in that, but what was the initial chat?
Pool.
Aye, like what happened?
You love pool. We both loved playing pool.
That was it?
That's how we kind of got friendly. So we were the reserves, so we always used to hang about the pool room at Selly Park. And then he got bombed into the reserves. Striking bombed him at the reserves, so he had to come and train with us. And he was like, where do the boys hang out? And I was like, in the pool room, mate, he's like, there's a pool table in Celtic Park, because the first team would never ever use it, mate.
Really?
We would all just fucking camp in there. So he's like, no way. So he comes up one afternoon, mate, and he, every single day after that, for hours, mate, he would just sit. I was away from my house from Dundee, mate, so all the other boys would go back to their families, whereas I had nothing to go in for, so I'd just sit and play pool with him for fucking Celtic Park shutting at 5 o'clock, mate. He loved it, man. Best of 20, lads. Oh my, fucking shut up.
So, did it ever hit you to be like, I'm playing pool with Colin Cass? Yeah,
I did at first, but
what's
then
going on?
I always say this to Nicky Riley, who was sliding apart with me, because Nicky would be the same with Gravison as well. We used to say that. Like, see, at first it was a wee bit surreal and you're buzzing off it. See, after like 4 weeks, mate, you're like, this cunt's starting to do, man. Because he was just so 100 mile on it, there was never any downtime, mate. You could never just relax and sit and have a conversation. It was always like, you lad, it was always like proper
100 mile an hour.
100 mile an hour, mate. But what a guy, total hero, I love him about it, say.
After the hydro, we've done the boogie, everyone's leaving. What you, Slaney, Kyle, and everyone doing? Are you having a party with the family and friends?
All the family and friends come back, but I hate all that shit, mate.
Do you?
I hate it all.
Why?
So, I don't know. Slaney puts his school bag on, does the show, puts his school bag and comes in, says hi for 2 minutes and then fucks off up the road.
Really?
Never stays. I only stayed for about 5-10 minutes and then me and my missus decided to stay for 5 minutes. Couldn't be arsed for that, so I just went up the road, mate.
Right, okay, so after that, it's gone home, and then you've looked at your phone. Open goal. Is it just a formality? Add to your story.
Oh, mate, I like doing that. I know it's probably quite busy for me, but I just think like people have taken their time out to come and see us, and they paid good money to come and see, sticking with
on their
experience up to my story, mate. It's the least I can do, do you know what I mean?
No.
Try and write back to everyone, mate. Try and write back.
No, listen, you wrote back to me and I'm very well, why wouldn't we, to be fair? But no, I can't forget, right? I thought when I met you, I thought, that's a nice fade.
Nice fade,
but I thought, when I first saw you on TV, you had like a Bobz. Yes, so talk me through it, mate. Did someone not say to you? Did you not remember before you went on?
I still say what I was. I can't believe you used to let me fucking go on open goal like that. But the one at the start was fucking horrendous.
But it's like, it came.
Do you know what? I was trying to get a Charlie Mulgrew, mate. But why am I trying to be Charlie Mulgrew? Because I remember going down to see Charlie and he obviously looked so good to be slick, but mine was like a fucking burst couch on it. Bang of messages, man. But no, looking back, man, that was a shocker, wasn't it?
I was like, he's lucky he's actually interested.
Definitely wasn't the looks that got us going.
Also used to play football, right?
Used to still play, you stupid bastard, man.
Well, you say you play, I mean, you're more on, I saw you on your Bielsa seat
at the
Civil game, and I thought to myself, I was like, he doesn't fancy it anymore. So obviously you put up Peterhead.
Yes.
Right? We spoke about off air and that, right? What's that like now? You're in training and you're like, right lads, it's running. Are you thinking to yourself, fuck this, man?
We didn't run. We didn't run the boys, mate.
No?
Every run we did would be like in a possession. So it'd be high tempo possessions we do at a time. Maybe on the odd occasion, old Hoggy, you've seen him his thing in Football Focus, he'll maybe take them for a run, but it'll be very rare, mate.
Can you say that again, just for all the coaches out there? Running is not the answer.
No, I disagree with that. I think sometimes it is the answer, mate. I mean, I ask a lot of questions about boy. I think Liverpool run all the time, mate. You hear Andy Robertson speak, but no, mate, the most important thing in football is that you're fit.
Yeah.
If you're not fit, then you need to run. But our boys are at a good level of fitness, so as long as they come in and put it in the possession drills, then we don't need to run. But if there's a stage, mate, where if I feel like we're doing a possession drill and they're not working hard enough, then they'll run, mate. Because ultimately you need to be fit. You need to be.
Oh no, mate. Some people aren't talented, they're just fit. So that's what I'm going to ask you, right?
As the Canny always used to say, see, we used to run all the time with the Canny, mate, and he always used to say, what are you moaning for? You're getting paid to keep fit, you've got the best job in the world. Which is true, man, isn't it? If you think about it like that. Pete used to say it, he used to say people pay 50 quid a month for gym memberships. Because we pay you good money to do the exact same thing. So what are you moaning at?
Fair point, but still tough though. No one likes running. Right, so we're going to rewind, right? You played in a cup final. European final against Scotland against Spain, and you got beat.
Thanks very much.
No, but like for some people, some people don't realise that. Obviously, you're really good at football. So, getting beat in a cup final, everyone hates you don't lose a cup final, but what was that Spain team like?
Oh, we played them in the group stages, mate, and got spanked 5-0. In our first game in the group, and we were thinking, they're going to be fucking home in about a week. And then we went and beat, I think we beat, so Spain was the first game, I think we beat Portugal, mate, and then we beat Turkey where, do you know Turan that played the Barcelona? Turan was playing centre mid against me, mate. We beat Turkey 3-2 to go through, and then we beat Czech Republic in the semi-final, and then we came to play Spain again.
Before you knew Spain were in the final, where you already right lads, bags packed.
After that final game, actually again was like, alright boys, just go up to your rooms and get your bags ready for us going up the road in a couple of days. But mate, we had a great team, man. See, like Fletcher, I always talk about Fletcher. Fletcher was a fucking shambles at that age. Honestly, mate. Like, we just basically put 10 men behind the ball, kick up to Fletcher. He'd header it on, he'd chase his in header, and then he'd run through and score. Fletcher was a joke, mate.
Seriously?
But we had good players like Snodgrass was in the team, Graham Dorns was in the team. Myself, Ryan Cornwell, who's at Peterhead with me now, Lee Wallace, Rolls Royce, mate. Lee Wallace was brilliant. Trying to think who else was in that team. Scott Fox, the goalie who played with Motherwell teams like that. So no, we had a good team, mate, and actually Gamble was brilliant for us because he'd obviously been with Brian Clough and stuff like that. He just gave us a belief that we could beat anyone, mate.
So the finals happen now. Fortunately, we lost. Okay.
Many times you wanted to do it,
what was the feeling after that though? Like
the feeling was that you were going to go be a Celtic player, mate. Because Fletcher was in about his first team, Lee Wallace was in about Hart's first team, Snoddy was in about Livingston's first team, Dorns was the same. So us Celtic boys kind of thought, right, we've been brilliant. I played every game, every minute of that tournament. I played, never missed a game, and I was a year above. I was playing a year above myself at that.
Oh really?
They were all a year older than me. So I was thinking I'm going back to play with the first team. Went back, to be fair, I was in the first team, and then I broke my ankle. I was out for 2 years, and that just.
Do you think that was the start of the unlucky?
No, unlucky, mate. Just probably never done enough to get myself back fit and back to the level that was it. Being lazy and.
But it's tough though, isn't it? Because like you're at high, then this stupid injury that affects you to kick ball. It's just like. Women say that, we exaggerate it a lot, right? We probably do. But like, until you've actually been in an injury that affects you playing the sport you love, you'll never be able to understand it, right?
Nah.
So no, I feel for you in that one. But obviously, the comeback was on, okay? But just before, I want to stay at Celtic. In 3 words, Paul Lambert.
What a player, man. That's forward to that. Oh, Paul Lambert, mate. I could watch him play football all day.
Really?
When I first went to Celtic, and we used to ball boy for the first team. And I'm like a football fanatic, mate, so I can't watch a game of football and enjoy it. I'll watch a game of football and analyse it. Everything. So I remember sitting watching Paul Lambert, and my immediate thought was, that's exactly the player I want to be. So I've always kept, not trying to play like him because he's fucking miles better than me, but just in terms of always knitting the game, never gave the ball away once, and if he did, he'd be fucking devastated. He had such good standards, mate, and he would be on everyone else. He talked his way through the game, mate, like he was constantly telling people where to go, what to be, and I try to do that. When I play football now, John Hughes used to say to me when he watched me as a 17-year-old kid, fucking thought I was a commentator. I just wouldn't shut up in the game, mate. Even at 17, I was like, Tommy Burns was like that as well, mate. Talk, be infectious. So, Paul Lambert, I must say, in about 2 years that I was there watching Paul Lambert, seen him give the ball away, can count on one hand to me.
Really?
The ball away, But no, like, amazing 60-yard dive.
I know.
Just knitting the game all the time, but he was.
He done alright at Celtic,
He done
alright at Celtic.
Lenny was the same to like Neil Lennon, mate. Totally underrated,
I think when I came away from Celtic, I think we didn't show how much they were in the middle of the park. No, 100%. Right, so we'll go back to you playing, okay? A lot of people know about your playing here, so I'm just picking out little things here.
Right,
Dundee.
Fucking horrendous. I hate myself. See, I think about my time at Dundee, I hate myself.
Why?
Just a lazy bastard.
Do you think, right, you say lazy, right? You said that, I'm not going to say it, but did you think you were going to straw it?
Up here, I thought it'd be coming for Swindon League One. I thought I'll come up to SPR and I'll go to Dundee, and I thought I'd get another move again. And then I came up here, mate, and I couldn't believe the pace of the game, mate. Down there, because we were the canny, we were very much a team that we kept possession, mate. But up here it was like, we get the ball, try and score, you get the ball, you try to score, and I was like, fucking hell, man.
Faster.
But again, I was nowhere near the condition that I should have been in to be playing that level of football. And I look back at pictures now of Dundee, and I think, I'm in better nick now than I was when I played for Dundee. SPL full time, which is totally out of ordinary. Mental. Just don't know what happened to my life at that time, mate. And I was like miles off it. I remember coming on in games and we'd be winning, and I would come on and we'd end up losing, and it was 100% my fault, mate. Honestly, we played Inverness, winning 2-1. I must have came on with about 30 minutes to go. Aberdeen was the same at Pittodrie, and I just thought, I'm miles off it here.
What do you do though? Do you try and hide, or do you ask?
No, I never tried to hide.
Ask for the ball, but stand behind.
No, I would never hide, mate. I kept taking the ball, I kept getting it away. That was a problem, mate. And I felt for Paul Hartley because me and Paul Hartley were mates. He used to take me into Celtic when I was a kid. He would pick me up at my flat, we'd drive in together, we'd always get a good laugh. In fact, I got him 2 tickets for the Hydro there. So he put his neck on the line to take me in there. And I just never done it for him. So, and I used to blame him, mate. I've said this before. I used to think it was Paul Hartley's fault, but when you look back now, mate, it was nothing to do with him. It was all because of me, mate.
Application and all that. Okay. So we're gonna have to touch on obviously Swindon's a little bit.
Yeah.
Obviously everyone's heard about Paolo Di Canio and stuff like that. Honest to God though, before he came in, did you honest to God think, who the fuck is this ticket?
Who, Di Canio? No, I was buzzing when he got a job. Because the year before that, mate, again, I was not living life properly. I look back at photos now as well, I was a fat bastard, man. So
just touch the subject, mate.
I wasn't going to say that. We got relegated the season before Di Canio came, and I went to New York, Spain, and somewhere else in the summer, and I must have been the size of a house when I came back to Ferry. And I remember I'm looking at first days like, what is this? He said it on the eyes, didn't he? The 3 fat little piggies. Because I was fat, mate. Fat. And I remember jumping on the scales and he was like, oh, mamma mia, this cannot be possible. This guy, the size, weighs it? No. So he's like, he used to call me fat boy. He's like, fat boy, you don't touch dessert, you don't touch anything. I'll pick your lunch at the park, I'll pick your I'll tell you what to eat for dinner at night, and you need to stick to this. Honestly, mate. And he completely changed my life in terms of.
See, at the beginning of that though, obviously, listen, I'm out of condition, I'm 2 stone overweight, and it's
I'd say 3.
See now I'm like, right, okay, I'm getting back on it now. I've got a PT qualification, it's actually quite embarrassing.
Yeah.
But it's like, so I'm just like, right, I'll start eating this, and I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, I just go make something else. So for you, what were you thinking when Canio was like, you need to eat this?
That was hard, mate. We went on the pre-season in Italy for 2 weeks and everyone else was all dessert. That was the best bit, mate, because the food was so bland under it. There was no sauce on the pasta. It was basically pasta, so everyone would look to dessert, but I wasn't allowed dessert. So I basically was in prison for 2 weeks, mate. It's like being in the jail for 2 weeks. But it worked, mate, honestly. Like, see, I remember going away for Italy pre-season and he was like, look at your cheeks. Oh, he's like, he wouldn't let me play for him, but he's like, I can't put you on the pitch, like, I can't let people think that I'm okay with this.
Oh, okay.
My team does not represent
Why does he point at me?
And after the 2 weeks, after the season, I remember he came up to me and he was like, look at this lovely face, man, look, you lose all this. He's like, look how beautiful you are. And mate, see when you went out and played, the difference between that to that, it was like, football was easy, mate, because you could outrun your opponent, you were fit as fuck. But his tactical genius, mate, and that in terms of the lower leagues, how advanced he was in terms of other teams, it was easy, mate. We would go out and win every week because we were fitter than teams, we were more tactically aware than teams, and then obviously he played good football, mate. So being in the best possible condition helps you massively.
I'm going to take that on board, mate. Tomorrow I'll start.
Good, man.
I'll start my new.
You just have a packet of chutes if you
right, so this is a thing. I've never saw you play football, okay, and I don't think majority of your fans have seen you play football. So what kind of player were you? Were you?
At Swindon I was box to box, box to box. We had a guy, Jonathan Douglas, who was brilliant, man. He played 12 times for Republic of Ireland, played with Leeds, Blackburn, the Premier League. What a player he was. So he'd play as a sitter and he'd basically say to me, just fucking run up and down the pitch. Run. And that's all I used to do, mate. I say that to young boys now. Run! That's the game. I'm an old 34-year-old, I'll go and get the ball and pop. You run! Get in people's faces, get in the box, score goals, run, tackle. So that was very much my game. And then when Di Canio came in, I'd probably a bit of a stolen motor when I was at Swindon, mate, where I just ran anywhere. And Di Canio was like, no. It was all about your position on the pitch, being in the right areas at the right time. I'm very much like that with the Peterhead boys now. do not run across people to go and, because it's,
Yeah,
it's not about your man,
stupid,
it's about the areas in the pitch. Stay in your, if somebody comes into your area, whether it's a full-back, a striker, the right-back, that's you. Didn't follow your man over the pitch. Stay central. Mate, we used to warm up, our warm-up was a 45-minute warm-up. He would have a ball himself, we'd be lined up in our 11. He'd run here, where should you be now? You need to sprint where you should be on the pitch. And then he'd say, leave me. He would go on the side of the pitch, where should you be now? Bang, you have to sprint over and be in that right position. And see if you were a yard out there, no, what is this? Here. So we done that for 45 minutes, mate, drilled where you should be on the pitch. So he brought my game on tactically so much, yeah. And then when you've got that, mate, and in terms of that was a good thing about the Canio, people think, because he was so strict on that, but see when you got it, mate, go and express yourself.
Yeah.
Go and be brave, get on the ball, get the ball,
because you knew where you had to be in that.
See, because you knew where you had, you weren't scared of losing the ball, because you knew if we lose it, we'll all get back into the right position straight away, so we'll not get hurt.
Yeah.
So that gave you more freedom to think, right, okay, you can give the ball away because we'll get it back so quick. That's all he cared about, mate. Working hard and being in the right position. Other than, in terms of on the ball, go and express yourself and play. So he was perfect for me. And I honestly do believe, if he stayed my manager, mate, I'd have went and played in the English Championship.
Yeah.
Because we were top league in League One when
I know, I was going to say
and he wouldn't have allowed you to drop down. We would have won the league, mate, I've no doubt about it. And he was going to give me a new deal just before he left. Fucking that, I said to him that night, mate, just, even if you were leaving, just give me a 4-year deal, man. So he left and then we ended up free fall and then released it in, not released, but I thought MK Dons was going to take us, mate. Spoke to Carl Robinson a couple of times. I liked the way he played. He says, if I can get Stephen Gleeson out, I'm going to bring you in. So I thought I was going to go to MK Dons, Birmingham were wanting to take us Lee Clark. And then ended up playing right midfield on the telly in the 2 playoff semi-finals. Had a shocker and Lee Clark was like, nah.
Right midfield?
Right mid, mate. Because a new manager came in and a new owners came in. And they've got like a relationship with Tottenham. So Tottenham, as soon as Tuchani left, mate, Tottenham gave us like 4 players and they had to play. And 2 of them were centre midfielders. So the manager's like, actually, I want to play here, but I need to play these 2 boys, so you're going to need to play wide right. I'm like, I'm fucking hopeless at wide right. Never done a step over in my life, mate. Can slide tackling at right midfield, man. And then obviously managers were coming to watch at the end of the season. My back was killing. I was saying to my agent, I didn't actually play in these games, man. 1, I'm not right 100%, and 2, I'm playing out of position. I think I've done enough in the season to get a move. I'd played like 40 games up to that, and I've done well centre mid. My agent was like, no, you need to play in the playoffs. Just go and do well, you'll be fine. Had a shocker, mate, and then teams were like, nah.
No chance. Well, talking about no chance, your mate Slaney. Actually, I'll ask you this. Who's the most funniest? Slaney, Halliday and Cow?
Oh, Slaney's the funniest by a mile, mate. Slaney's hilarious, man. He makes me laugh every day. Some of the things he says to me in WhatsApps and that, mate, or in voice notes, he's a genius. Slaney's a genius, man. I know people think maybe he's a bit daft in that, but he's clever, man.
Obviously, listen, I mean, he's a coach, isn't he?
Yeah,
so
good coach as well. Watched him.
They got beat 8-1 last week though, but...
That was not his fault, it was on the players' fault. He came and watched my game Saturday, so we played Dumbarton Saturday, and I said to him before the game, I'm going to ask you at half time and at full time what you think is going well and what you think is going wrong, and so pay attention to the game. Came off at half time, went and spoke to him, and everything he said was exactly what I thought in the game.
Oh really?
So he knows what he's talking about, mate. He knows the game 100%.
We'll stick to Slaney as well. If you had to pick a 5-a-side team, would he be in it?
No, would he? They went near it, man. Absolutely not. He could drive a bus, he could drive this way. In fact, he can't drive, mate, so he'd be sitting in the house. What, our players have played with?
Aye, players played with a 5-a-side team. Start with the goalie, but you can't put yourself in it.
Wes Fodden would be the goalie. Or Scott Bain, they're so similar, Wes and Scott and Bain. When I went to Dundee, we had Kevin Thompson that year, Gary Harkins, good football player, Greg Stewart, who went and played with Rangers, Paul McGinn, who's now at Hibs, we had a good team, Paul McGowan. But Bain was our best player by mine.
Yeah.
In terms of playing with his feet, but Wes was the same, under the Canio. League One, you called him League One Les, wasn't he? League One Wes was brilliant.
I chuckled when I saw that. League One!
I've had the pick, I'd probably go... I'll go Wes.
Wes, right, okay.
Wes was brilliant.
So what are we playing? Two?
Play a diamond, didn't it? One at the back, 2 midfields, and 1 up front. So my centre back would be... Adam Webster. Plays with Brighton centre back. I think he signed him for 20 million quid, so no bad. He was a young boy at Portsmouth when I was in, mate. And what I loved about him is he'd give the ball away all the time, mate. But he would not care.
He
Continue to take the ball, I could play with both feet, mate. It was like 18-year-old. could play with both feet. He'd shift the ball, he's left foot, and he hit a zinger diag, mate, go to the pitch, he'd be like, give me it again. 17, mate. Fran Park's 18,000, mate. They're a hard bunch to please, mate, and he was like, give me the ball, man, I want to play. So you could tell he was going to go to the top. He had the mentality and he had the ability to go. And like, I always thought it was a wee question about he's aggressive, how aggressive he was going to be. But I watch him now on the telly, mate, and he's tight to people. He's aggressive. So that's obviously came with age and experience, mate. But in terms of how my team's going to play in a five-a-side, mate, if you want somebody to play for the back, he's your man. So right side of the diamond would be Matt Ritchie.
Matt Ritchie.
Busiest wee bastard he is. Mate, Matt Ritchie's the type. I still speak to him now, mate. He was buzzing that DeCanio was on, so we were speaking about that. He still WhatsApps DeCanio as well.
Oh really? Oh, that's brilliant.
Matt Ritchie was so far up DeCanio's ass, mate. All you could see was his toenails. Honestly. Gaffer, do you want? See there, do you want? You know the answer to that, man. Why are you asking him, man? Stop asking him questions you know the answer just to speak to them. Do you know what I mean? But mate, what a player. See, in terms of possessions or not, mate, I used to go off my. I didn't want Matt in my team for a possession. Keep the ball weight all the time. But see, if you go into an 11v11, mate, we used to play him on the right hand. DeCanio totally transformed his career, mate. Matt Ritchie came to us as a left midfielder that couldn't go by people, so he had no pace. Try and take people on the outside to take the ball from him. DeCanio was like that, no pace. Put him on the right. I used to be me on the right side of centre midfield, Paul Caddis right back, and Matt Ritchie right, and we played wee triangles, mate. But it would always end up into me. Matty would come in the wee pocket, I'd play him, Cad would go around him. If the defender went with Cads, Matty would whip a ball and the two strikers bang into goal. If the guy came in with Matty, bounce it back to me, I'd play over to Cad in the overlap, he'd whip a ball and two strikers across it. The Canny was obsessed across the front across. And we scored so many goals that year through that wee triangle. But see, in terms of him, mate, another one, like Adam Webster, Matty had some shockers for us. I'm talking game the ball weight every time he got it, but still, give me the fucking ball. Wanted the ball all the time, mate. Wanted the ball all the time. Great mentality, great attitude, dedication to being a football player. First in, last to leave, every day. What a player.
He's doing alright now. Right, who's in the left hand side?
That's a good question. Kevin Thompson, probably.
Tomo.
Oh,
he's
similar to like what I said about Paul. When I first watched Tomo with Dundee, I was like, wow, man, that's how I would love to play football. No, just. Do
you think he gets enough recognition?
Nah, he doesn't.
Because I was going to say, like, I think when people say, they always talk about Scott Brown, obviously Bruni come well, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, it was a partnership. It wasn't just Bruni running about on a own Bruin. Do you know what I mean? It was, Tomo was it, and then Tomo's left foot, man, Harry Potter settings, man, like, he was exceptional, eh?
See, he's the best I've seen it. Taking the ball on his back foot, pretending to go and pass it wide and bang through the lines, mate, into a centre forward, dropping deeper, a wide player coming in, mate, he was fucking brilliant at it. But what people didn't realise about Tomo, mate, he's a tough bastard, man. See, when you play against him, elbows, body in, smash you. Tomo, I think he's never had injuries, mate, he played at the top level.
I think the injuries, that's why we say being a footballer is luck, as well as discipline, application and that. It's luck because he was a great player. Good player. He's doing well as a manager, don't get me wrong.
I was going to go Kelly one, wasn't I?
Really?
Asked me to go on, man, I said that Peterhead.
Right? No fancy.
I still speak to Tom, missed, I would say 2 times, 3 times.
Well, tell him, next time you speak to him, just tell him your mate Bobby was the one that was coming down to do the BBC thing on him, because he turned it down.
Oh, did he, right? That's the thing with Tom, though, like, you'll not be interested in all that stuff, mate. You'll be totally focused.
Oh no, that's what called it. It's called it a distraction. So I spoke to the general manager. Club were fine. Obviously they're undefeated, the only team undefeated. Yeah. So I was going to do a little bit of a skit, bit of a content creator, and then they were like, the manager spoke to us and he says it'll be a distraction.
Yeah, he's so focused, mate. He'll be a top manager, Tomo. I've no doubt. But another thing that I was going to say about Tomo, and this is why he's in my team, is. Another one, if maybe I was having a shocker at Dundee, which it was fucking most weeks, Tomo would be like, just give me the ball, I'll take it. So if you're going to Celtic Park, we're getting B5-0, Tomo's still taking the ball off the centre backs, constantly wanted the ball, never ever had. So a common theme in this team is you need to want it. So Tomo would be there, and then centre forward, there's no second thought, it's Charlie Austin. Fucking animal, mate. Animal.
Did you know what I remember Charlie Austin, right? It was that interview. I can't remember what he said. Oh, what did he say? We just want to play football or something.
Oh, was that like the Barclay?
Yeah.
He's a proper character. He's a proper character. I love him. He's a tiny one. Charlie Austin was one of them, mate. It wouldn't matter whether we were playing fucking Dagenham and Redbridge or Chelsea. He would think that he was going out there and he was scoring it. honestly, in training, mate, he trained, and this is what all of them trained like it was his last ever day training. Mash it about, he'd smash it. Centre forward, mate, he'd work his balls off, he'd chase it back forward, smash people, he'd link it, he'd get in the box, desperate to score goals.
It's a bit of a wind-up match, isn't it?
No, really, he probably got that first, because see when he first came in, last mate, he came from like Pool Town. So he's quite quiet, and as the months went on, you could kind of see a character coming out. But we used to give him it tight. We used to give it tight as Finlay, mate. I think that's maybe what brought his character out. I remember sitting on his debut, and I was like, "Adam, you're shiting yourself. You are shiting yourself." I was like, "What happens if you have a shock and that's you done? That was you need to do well or that's you done. You're gonna get one chance if you didn't score." Mate, 3 minutes in, bang, goal, Carlisle away. Never forget it. Bobbliest pitch ever. Charlie puts the ball wide. See centre forwards now, mate, put the ball wide, that, I think, you know, admiring his pass, ball wide, turn, bang into the box, ball comes, centre forward comes, takes a touch, bang, goal, debut 1-0. And after that, mate, that was January he came in, and he'd scored 20 goals by the summer. But I think, you know, maybe he only been around about 20 goal mark. In League One, against teams like Leeds, Norwich, Southampton were in our league that year. We went to Ellen Road, beat them 3-0, mate, beat Leeds 3-0 at home, beat Southampton away, drew with Norwich away. What a team we had, honestly. Just guys, like, see what I've just said, training like that, mate, like warriors, man. 11 warriors.
So do you think you're winning the Power League then?
The Power League, that team takes some beating, man. It's got everything, mate. It's got everything in that team. That's a good team.
I've not asked you about yesterday's cup final.
Yesterday's cup final.
Yes, yesterday's cup final. What was your thoughts on it?
I thought Hibs played well, mate. I came through with David Gray, mate. Me and Davey came through to Scotland together when we went to Man United, and that we were quite tight, Davey. I like him. I've got a lot of time for him. I think he's a good football guy. I think he's got a good head on his shoulders, David. I think he'll be a good manager. I think he's one of them that's obsessed with football as well. But I really loved the way Celtic playing away. It was a struggle to watch Celtic last year. A real struggle. Even with Brendan Rodgers, like, I loved that. I love Brendan Rodgers, mate. Obviously he's a top coach, but even times when I used to watch Celtic under him, and I was
too much.
Bored, mate. Like the goalie would touch the ball all the time. But with Ange, mate, it's like attack, move inside, let's get the ball to the wide players for 1v1s. And obviously we interviewed him, so
that was a good
and
one,
he couldn't have been any nicer, mate. So kind of you want him to do well, mate, because he seems like such a nice guy. But people will say, and everyone thinks that Celtic have been better because of what they do on the ball, but I'm watching it yesterday, mate, and I watched Celtic last year, and there's gaps everywhere on the pitch last year. And you see, if you watch the back line now, mate, I was watching them yesterday, ball goes back to the goalie, up to the halfway line, ball moves the drop, ball moves there, they're moving all the time in relation to the ball, and I think that's where Celtic have been better this year. Obviously it's great to watch with all this stuff, but off the ball, mate, he's got them so well organised. I think if you actually watch the team out of possession, you can see that Ange is a good coach, man. But he explained it to us. He's had both sides. He's been at clubs in Japan where they're expected to win the league. But then he's also had the other side where he's the manager of Australia. He needs to go and try and get results against Holland, Brazil. So he has to have that defensive structure as well. So I think with the experience that he's had in his coaching career, it's stood him in good stead for Celtic. But I love his line about, if I was a team that wanted to defend, I wouldn't go and manage them. I want to come here and attack. And I always, we've been brought up with that at Celtic, mate. You're going to play for Celtic, Tommy Burns was the same. Stop passing the ball backwards and sideways. Attack teams, pass the ball forward. So that's why I like kind of Ange's philosophy.
No, it's good. I hope he doesn't do well, personally. I mean, listen, all the best to him and stuff. We talked about Celtic there. What's your thoughts on Rangers? And I'm going to say Steven Gerrard's reign.
Yeah.
And also now Gio.
Yeah, I like Gio. Seems like a good guy, Gio, doesn't he? He's like a top coach as well. So see, that last year with Gerrard was so similar to what we kind of done with Canio in terms of the positions that they took off the ball as well. So one day I says to Andy, can you sit and tell me what they did in training, everything? Because I was so how I want my team to play off the ball was Rangers last year. I thought they were excellent in terms of shuffling across the pitch, where the ball would be over here, they're opposite. In a conventional 4-3-3, the wide players would stay wide. When the ball was over that side, Kent would come in and take the sitting midfield player. And I've never really seen a team doing that, but they made me think about why would you break your midfield three line for one of them come up and leave gaps? So I love to. I've got a recorder on my TV there. It's Rangers in Europe away at maybe Prague or something like that, mate. And they won the game, and I've sat and watched it about 3 times just watching what they do off the ball, mate. I thought they were excellent off the ball. So under Steven, but then for some reason that obviously went this year. Kept conceding the first goal, which is the madness of management. How do you go through that? You're obviously still doing the same things every day, but to a team that were conceding too many goals. And then Van Bronckhorst comes in, and I think he's made them a lot more harder to beat, hasn't he?
I think the good football's going to come with Gio. I think he's just trying to. It's like Jose Mourinho says, like, you don't start building a house with a roof. Yeah. And he's obviously shored it up. Do you think, because he's not lost the game yet, Gio, do you think this is going to be another?
I think I'll go to the wire, mate. Yeah. Well, I said this in the podcast. I think I'll only go to the wire if Celtic give Ange 4 or 5 players in January, because. And that's why you need to be so impressed by what he's done, mate. You look at the team, or the European games and cup finals, big games, mate, and he's going out there with kids that are 18, 19. Moffat comes on yesterday, 19-year-old or whatever age he is, and he's there. So imagine what he could do if he gets.
Yeah, some money.
I think he needs 18 young players to be as successful as I think he can be, because the way he plays, I think he needs 2 players in every position that can do what he wants.
Just jump in and do it. And do you think? Starkville will have a great Celtic career. I
like Starkville. I don't think he had the best of games yesterday, but again, when I watch him, mate, you need to be brave to play in the position that he does, because you need to take the ball every time, and it's not easy.
Especially if Ange is the manager.
And I think exactly, but in a conventional system, Starkville probably used to take the ball here and just pass it to a left full back, but he's not got that now, so he needs to adapt, and I think that'll take time. But I know, again, as I say, the final maybe Ross County never had the best of games, but up until then, mate, I think you could again probably a bad start, but for the last maybe 8 or 10 games, I don't think he's made many mistakes. So
I think Morelos will get some change up on the way.
I think Morelos could get change at anyone from it, because when he's on his top form, he's a right good player, and he's a pest, and he's a handful for anyone, mate. So it should make for a good derby on this. Is it the second?
It's the second. Sorry, it's the second. So okay, Christmas is coming up.
Yeah.
You got your presents ready for the missus?
Taking her to Tune on Tuesday, because I've been so busy with the hider and stuff like that, I've not had a minute, so me and her are going to Tune Tuesday, and I'll probably buy her something to take her for a bit of lunch.
So is it just like, there's a brown envelope, go treat yourself, come back to you in the car park?
I don't know how you do things in Edinburgh. I'm totally legit, mate. I run that on camera. I don't own any brown envelopes. Every money I've got is in the bank. No, I'll probably just, whatever she wants to get, she can get, but you need to enjoy it. You need to enjoy yourself.
I like that. Obviously, open goal, part-time footballer, coach, you're a father.
Yes.
So, what's that like for you?
Brilliant, mate, love it. Honestly, probably the best thing ever happened to me. I've probably been in jail if I didn't head or something. So Frankie's 9, Jude's 7. They're both massively into football, mate. As you can see at the bank, I've got about 40 boys out there, 4 goals. So
see the cones as well.
Mate, my oldest, like me, mate, like he'll properly watch a game and like analyse the game, mate.
That's good.
He's proper into, like, he's a good player, mate. He's got a wee chance. I think when he grows into his body and he doesn't run, he doesn't cover the ground that well. Okay. But I think that'll come.
Oh, age growth.
So I've started taking him out for 3Ks, mate. Yeah. He hates it.
So you're in the car while he's running?
No, I don't know. Imagine that. Just bump into him. He's fucking you. But he hates it, mate. But I sat him down and I said, do you want to be a football player? And he said,
so when it starts now?
I said, so we need to do things, because I think coaches are great. He's got a great coach, David's my mate. But when he's got 12 kids to coach, it's hard for him to individually help people when you only get them. So I said he doesn't like me watching him, mate. So I just watch every now and again and kid on that I'm going for a walk, but I'll stand and watch. Yeah. So I says to him, do you want me to be honest with you what you need to get better at it? And he's like, yeah. I says, right, you need to run. You need to be able to run, eh? So I says, you're not going to enjoy it, but we're going to start going for 3Ks. So if Sunday morning I get him up and we go for a 3K, his face is fucking tripping so the whole thing. But to be fair, mate, like he's out there most days practicing, so if he wants to do it, you need to practice.
So see, for you though, is that as a father, obviously we always say, whatever they want to be, as long as they like a sport, but really, we want our sons to like football, right?
Definitely like football. But again, mate, like, I want him to like it, but if he comes to me and says I don't want to be a football player, it wouldn't bother me, mate. But why, if that's what you're saying you want to be, then show me that. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So it's the same if he said he wanted to be a fucking fireman. I'd say, like, go and start fires and put them in. You know what I mean? And make sure you actually go and do it, man. Didn't just say you want to do something. If you want to do it proper. So
100%.
That is good to like football, mate. My youngest is wild, mate. Yeah. He doesn't have a care in the world. does not give a fuck. I could say to you are hopeless and then you just sit and look at his. But he's got so much enthusiasm. He's probably not got as much ability as my older, but he's got that side now where he's got hundreds of energy and he loves it, man. He can run, mate. So he's probably more similar to me, the ability to run, whereas the older one's actually got a bit.
What I'm trying to get at is just that it's hard, isn't it, to get balance? Is it like
with being a dad?
Being a dad and obviously working, coaching and stuff like that. So how do you find time to be a dad?
So that's the thing, see, you said to me about going back full time. You couldn't pay me enough money in the world to go back full time. I love my life just now, mate, because obviously I've got the podcast, which I do for say 3 or 4 hours a week, and then I've got Peterhead, which is 2 nights a week, and then a game on a Saturday. So I get quite a lot of time with the boys, mate. So that's the best thing about being a part-time player. Because when you're full time, mate, I barely spoke to them, mate. Because I was obviously in Glasgow, travelling through to Dundee, maybe the double session, you're getting back at 6 at night after the travel back.
Recover and
they're out to training, so you don't really see them. Whereas now, mate, I see them all the time, mate. I see them every day off the bus for school. We'll be out there playing football, get a laugh.
You said to me they're sick of you, actually, you feel.
They too do. See, after a game sometimes, mate, if I do go and watch them, they're like, shut up, man. Leave us alone for 2 minutes. But no, it's great, mate. As I say, I love my life just now, so could not imagine going back playing full-time football, mate. But it'd be I'd love to coach it, obviously, but in terms of playing it, no, fuck that.
So, right, obviously, we'll stick with football. Talking about coaching and stuff, right? Can you see yourself going to be a first team manager?
I want to, mate. Definitely. I want to get a bash. I don't see. I think if you've got.
Who's you taking with you?
As my assistant. Don't know. There's a few candidates that I think about. I need to sit down and actually have a proper chat with them before. There's a few that I think would be good at it, but I'd need them to be totally on it, mate. Had it been turning up and fucking going through the motions of that, it would need to be a proper.
I like
so
that.
There's a few boys that I've got in mind, but like maybe a big Charlie got someone. Me and him talk football quite a lot. He sends me the clips for the Dundee United games because he's obsessed with me. He clips everything up that they do, so he'll send me and say, what do you think of that, what do you think of that. So we went and watched the Scotland game against Denmark, me and him, and as I say, mate, we barely couldn't enjoy the game. It was just a total, what would you do here, what would you do there, and the drink that.
I like that.
I think you need to be obsessed now, mate. If you're not and you just go to then because there's so many guys that do it properly now. I think maybe 10 years ago you could have got away with maybe just turning up, going through the motions, but now I think you've got to be proper on it if you want to be successful.
No, 100%.
Because I think at Cove now in our league with Paul Hartley, I know how hard Paul Hartley works after having him in Dundee, and he's got good players there. So if you want to compete with guys like that, you need to win match what he's doing, his work rate, and then hopefully you can bring a couple of hidden gems in. Look at listen. Fuck it, each other.
Music wise, I know you said you like to write poems and stuff. What were you playing? Get in the shower. What's the first track being played?
Do you want me to get my phone up? I love soul music, yeah.
You love soul music?
I love Northern, I love soul as well.
Bit of Sam Cooke?
Bit of Sam Cooke. No, I'm more up tempo stuff than Sam Cooke. What have I got here? I've got. In fact, I like to listen to this song. My mate was at a gig, right, on Instagram.
This
is like a mad Scottish tutor band. So he was at a gig on his Instagram. He went away for a holiday with his missus and they were like, fuck what, do up here, man. Somebody says, oh, this band's playing tonight. He's like, fuck it, we'll go. And he put it on his. You heard that? I'll get it to the front. Give him the hard right. Wait till you hear the chorus, mate. Right, here we go.
Does he speak English?
I think he's got marbles in his mouth. Kev Kyle on it. Right, wait till you hear this chorus, mate. This will blow the bollocks off it. Here we go. Good, mate, I am walking on the way. I've been walking. Good, that?
It's not bad, mate. It's not bad.
Wait, what else have I got? I'll see what else have I downloaded recently? Oh, my wee boy loves this. Do you like Michael McDonald now? The Doobie Brothers?
No.
Yeah, you kidding?
No.
You didn't know the Doobie Brothers? Right, I'll get there.
What does Doobie mean for here?
No, that?
Not at all. Not at all, mate.
Mate, you're winding me up, man. Right, one more, I'll get
you
you
play
on.
that in the car, put my headphones on.
I love Frank Sinatra, mate. I've got Sam Cooke, good time.
There you go.
What else have I got? In fact, this is what I love. This is me. This is my type of music. You know this? Northern Soul?
No, but he's not bad.
Right, listen to this. Brilliant, that.
I'll
Especially
get
if you're
for copyright by the way.
you're wrong, mate. If you're getting a bill, man. No, surely all these guys.
No, yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad.
Here I am on bending music. Do
Yeah, I would have sung
Good,
that.
mate,
Yeah, I like that. Man. I like that. My wife would like that as well.
no, I like
Let's
it.
do dance. Let's do dance. So you're a dancer then?
Oh,
Or
no,
you're,
I'm a terrible dancer.
are you one of those tap the foot, nod the head?
I wouldn't even do that. I wouldn't even attempt that.
You just stand there.
Just stand there. But what about this? No, you know. You know what?
I know who Dougie Gay is.
Yeah.
I do know Dougie Gay is. My mum and dad grew up and stuff like that.
Hello, yeah.
So what do you do when you listen to that? Are you just standing there looking at the window, or are you...
Try riding the mountains. No, I just sit there and just relax, innit? Couple of beers, sit and listen to a bit of music.
Sure.
We've got a wee cassette vinyl for there, so stick it on for a bit.
Right,
No, I ain't it. It's vinyl here, isn't it? Something out for us. Right,
Oh,
listen.
that's good.
My kicks out on the phone. Hell yeah. That's what we're into, mate.
I like it, mate, I like
But
it.
then also like stuff like this, like... Love this. Is that a Fat Boy song?
Yeah, of course. I'm with you now. I'm with you now, mate.
Yeah,
I'm with
yeah,
you
after
now.
that, what are you doing?
Mate, I'm into hip hop, Afro beats, Pop Smoke, you know.
Have you got anything yet? You've got
Type
your song?
in Pop Smoke.
Pop Smoke?
Pop Smoke. P-O-P. Pack it off the pack.
Pop Smoke? Is that in there?
Yeah, that's in there. That's in there.
What did I go to YouTube?
No, I should be on your Spotify, mate. Everybody's there.
What's his song?
I'll tell you what songs we're playing. There we go. This is the one, mate. This is the one. This is the one, mate. This is the one. And I'll teach you how to do the dance.
What, are you a dancer, yeah?
I'm a movie.
Yeah. Where'd you go in Edinburgh? Lily?
Not anymore.
Any band?
No. Just an old man now, mate.
Right, so you know about it?
Nah, if the missus want to dance, actually I'll shout out 4042. 4042, I was there with the guys.
What's that,
and the
bar?
girls. It's like a bar / club where you can dance, drink, play a bit of table tennis.
Oh, can you? What about, do you ever got fingers now?
No.
Hey, jazz bar, do you like that?
I like a jazz bar, but see, the thing is, sometimes you want to go and enjoy it, but sometimes you want to dance. So,
Oh, you can dance in fingers, can you?
aye, but I'm saying, like, sometimes with 4042 you can just go and just appreciate the music and kick back. You know what I mean?
Right.
But then if there's a little tune, then I'm like, alright, I'll do a little two-step. Do you know what I mean? Little
So do you and the
two-step.
missus get them dancing together, innit?
Yes, mate. Of course, mate. Of course.
And then like get off each other?
Ah, mate. Full tongue.
Is it tongue binding the throat?
Squeeze
Wow.
it down.
Oh,
Grab here, come here.
that's a dream. Takes a while to kick in this, doesn't it?
I know, mate. It's
What's he
coming.
waiting? What's he wanting, a fucking drum roll? Any chance in singing or what? That's he beyond it.
So you
Harry,
just
bend
put your hand up in the air like this.
No, mate.
Come on, mate. Come on. Come on, you've got to learn. Wait. So yeah, I'll teach you that.
Right, mate, we'll do that later.
There's footwork as well, mate.
Right, okay.
There's no step over.
It's not funny, but hey.
Right, young man. So your catchy phrase, young
I
man.
didn't say that anyway, mate.
Was that just a phrase, or was it just like, alright, mate, alright, young man?
No,
Or-
so I think when I first started doing it, it was I went back to Dundee with my dad, and I think we were at the pub or something, and the guy kept calling people young man, and I was like, I quite like young man. So I think the next day in the podcast he just said it and went for there, eh? That's a good night, young man.
No, I like it. So that's
I like
why-
when an old guy calls me young man, I love that, man. I like young man. Derek Ferguson does it quite a bit. He'll come in and say, how are you, young man? So I like the feeling you get when somebody calls you. There's another guy in the pub that calls me kid, which I like as well, eh?
Yeah.
How's things, kid? I quite like that, do you not?
No, that's alright. Listen, I got my son to say it to you on the voice.
On the voice note, so you did,
So I was just like, yeah, and then my wife was the wife saying that. I was like, that's what he says. She's like, you got to tell him about yours. I was like, of course.
What is it?
So my one is yeah, so what?
Yeah,
So I'll tell you a
so
story. So I was in Zante.
Right?
And the boys 2000 and Jesus 11, and we had these little megaphones things. Don't ask why. And we just started talking shit as we were doing, coming back from a night at 7 in the morning. And then my friend Steve, yeah, if you want, mate.
What's happening, mate? Alright?
Right, Slaney just called for everything alright?
No, he wants to go for a coffee mate before the podcast.
Oh, hero, mate, hero. Are you gonna go?
No. 2 hours of him's enough. We do go for coffees quite a lot. But I'm busy today, mate.
You're busy. Oh, you're a good
Patch
guy.
Slaney for you, Johnny.
Oh, can we get that again?
Patch Slaney for you, huh?
B-O-B-B, Bobz. Come on, Celtic, Rangers, your football career, family life and stuff, Christmas coming up. Do you have any plans for the new year?
For the new year, plans. What, as in New Year's night or for next year?
New Year's Eve.
Oh, New Year's Eve? Nah, I fucking hate New Year, mate. Love Christmas, but
Christmas. I'm the same. It used to be good when I was an MC. Big payday. Big payday.
Is it?
Big payday. So you get like 50 tickets,
Right.
10 each, and then I get 500 quid on the night as well.
Oh, brilliant, mate.
So I remember.
So why are you going to do that now, man?
It's a different lifestyle now.
You can't really do it. What did for Christmas? Did you cook?
I cook, mate.
Right,
Chef Bobz, mate.
I'm obsessed with cooking.
Chicken, beef, not lamb this year. I just make sure it's done. I say it's my wife's annual day off.
Do you do everything there?
I do everything, mate. She just wakes up, pyjamas on, prosecco.
I like a good drink on Christmas Day as well, do you?
Oh,
Start early, mate.
you've got
Glass of
it,
champagne
you've got
or
it,
something.
mate. It's either prosecco, brandy, or we go both. And in the afternoon we might have a cider and that, and then in the evening's brandy.
Why brandy?
Good. Oh,
Brandy sends you wild for that.
No, I mean, listen.
Well, brandy, why you got a Coke or just brandy? But
Mate, splash of Coke, some ice.
I like a whiskey, ginger ale, do like that.
I've never had that
So a
before.
bottle of Jameson's, Irish whiskey,
As you do.
bit of ice, we touch ginger ale and then a slice of lime, mate. Oof,
I'll try that.
you enjoy
I'll
that.
send you a picture of that on Christmas Day. See how you do.
Uh-huh.
What do you wear on Christmas Day though?
Oh, dolled up, mate. 100% dolled up. I didn't sit about like a slob for. I get changed, up, shower, changed, mate, ready to go.
So we've done the pyjamas thing as you do.
What, all day pyjamas?
All day pyjamas.
Nah, fuck that.
But this year, I think my mother-in-law's coming up soon.
Ruined Christmas up.
You said that, mate.
My family's in Dundee, so we're going up there Christmas
really?
Day, and then we're back here for Boxing Day at Steph's mum and dad's.
Oh, that's nice. That's cute.
In fact, no, we're here this year. Boxing Day, they're coming here.
So Boxing Day, I was supposed to be working for Hearts, but obviously
cancelled, didn't it?
because of COVID, mate. So
Whatever's meant to be is meant to be. That's why people watch it though, because you're honest, isn't it?
that's
If you're
fine.
going to watch it, you just go and say everything's brilliant every week.
Well, this is what I'm saying to you. So that's why I started doing obviously the BBC, and then opportunity with Hearts, blah blah and stuff. So my question to you now is, what's next?
For us, I've got a great idea, mate, but it's just kind of getting it over the line, so I can't really say too much.
Okay.
But I'll be going to be feel like it'll be a different thing for podcasts and stuff like that.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Oh,
But I can't say too much because
fair.
it's we're just trying to get a sort of finish now. But
Oh,
it should be good, mate. So did you message me before the civil?
Yeah.
I just looked at your stuff, mate, and thought you were quite good.
Say it again, mate. I don't
I looked at your stuff, thought it was good. So, no, you've got a good. I think you're good at it, mate. You've got quite an infectious personality, which is I think you need. So, and you've got good stuff at the boys. I've watched quite a lot of the Matthew Knox one. I watched the Dylan Easton one. Andy Monroe I watched as well.
What do you think, Andy?
Good, mate.
Dylan?
Dylan's a good player, mate, honestly. I've said this before, Dylan Easton's a right good player. I think Airdrie, him, Frizzell, Rhys McCabe, they're probably the best team we've played this year, Airdrie. Probably should be doing better with the players that they've got. Good football players, so no, they seem like good guys as well. But you get good stuff at them as well, which is.
So that's why I asked Dylan for the race.
Did you race him, did you?
I raced him.
I seem to keep you up.
They keep you up as well.
Oh, because his kid was here, that's right, I did see it. Was it a bridge or something? I did see it.
So I raced him.
I'm not racing you, mate. I'm not running. I don't know running like 70 pages to him. There's absolutely no chance.
No, so Hibs and Hearts.
Hibs and Hearts, yes.
Who do you think's going to be the Hibs manager?
Sean Maloney. I think he'll be brilliant as well.
I think it's on the cards. Do you think he's shot because you know take the cup final?
No. No.
I've got asked.
No.
I've got asked.
Well, see if you're Sean. I think you respect a guy like Jack Ross and David Gray who got Hearts to the final, which is why I thought it was such a crazy decision to sack him after getting the club. I don't think Sean's the type of guy that would come in one game, take the plaudits for winning the cup with Hibs.
So are we saying Maloney should have took the cup final then?
No, I think he's done that. So that's the type of guy Sean was brilliant to me when I was a young kid. I went to La Manga with the first team. I was only again 17 or something. I think I was the only young boy there, and the room lists came, and I was left to the end and it was me and Sean, and I remember Sean's face thinking, how the fuck has this happened? Why have I been put in this wee dick? And I was thinking as well, because me and Sean are obviously completely different. Sean's a deep thinking, mate, quite quiet, and I was fucking 100 mile an hour, and I was like, oh my, this must be his worst nightmare. Mate, the week could not have went any better.
Really?
What a week, like he was teaching us about life, how you should stretch, and what coffee you should be drinking, and mate, what a week, like a total lesson for that week in La Manga.
So what happened?
I saw it well, I didn't speak to him. I know what hard talk is. Sean was always brilliant, even when I remember going away we went to America pre-season. I'm sure Sean was there. And Sean was, if I was doing well in training, Sean would always be the first to come up and go, fucking been doing really well. He was great, mate, in terms of injuries, because Sean had a lot of injuries and I obviously had a lot of injuries. He'd always come up and say, listen, do not let them force you back, see if you're not right. Take as long as you need to get yourself right, so
that's good.
He'll be good for Hibs, and if he is now, it'll not be through a lack of preparation or through a lack of effort, because he's one guy, he was another guy, mate, in terms of first in, last to leave as a player, so I've no doubt that Hibs will be very well organised under Sean.
And Hearts.
Good team.
I went to the Hearts Rangers game, and Aribo basically best player in SPL just now. But Hearts. Chances.
Who's the best one this year?
Aribo.
Oh, Aribo, right, right.
Oh, definitely. Super Eagles, mate. A Nigerian player.
What about Kyogo now?
Who?
Listen,
I'm not going to be ignorant. Kyogo's a good player. He's a very good player. I just think right now, the patch that Aribo's in, unplayable.
Yeah.
Unplayable. Hearts. Jamie Walker.
Yes.
There's a little situation there where apparently he's been told he can go out on loan.
Right, and then he scored.
Well, what's your thoughts on that?
I didn't get to see a lot of football, mate, because obviously I play Saturdays, so all you get to really see is sports scene. But I always thought with Jamie Walker when he first came through. Jamie Walker came to a couple of fringe shows that we done. Proper nice guy. I always thought he was a right midfield player who got crosses in the box, got to the back post, scored goals, and then it seems like since he's went down south to Wigan, he's maybe more a centre midfield player now. Whereas I think Hearts are quite strong in the centre of the pitch. Yeah. But I always thought Jamie Walker was a wide right player, and I thought he was very good there. I always think people that change around positions at that age, I don't get it. Do you know what I mean? If you came through as a kid and you were always a right midfielder, playing right midfield, because I thought he was flying there in his first spell at Hearts, wasn't he? But I think technically a very good football player, Jamie Walker. He looks like he looks after himself, good nick, good professional. Speaking to Andy, I think he's a good lad. I think he gets on really well with him and Suter, so I've no doubt that Jamie Walker can play at that level. Yeah. You know what I mean? I think he maybe just getting a run of games in a set position, and I've no doubt he's got ability, mate.
It's on right, 100%.
Day-to-day basis,
and the last thing I'll ask you is been a brilliant company.
How was that coffee? Good?
It was good, mate.
Was it weak, strong or weak?
It was perfect.
Then you got Sean Maloney.
The last thing I'll ask you is if you weren't doing what you're doing now, podcast wise, right? I know you're working part time and stuff, right? If you could pick anything else in the world to do, what would you do?
What, other than a football manager?
Yeah.
God, what a question that is. I would have said an actor, mate, but I've been doing the VTs, it's fucking hard, man. You ever actually had to act?
Yeah, in drama when I was younger.
Oh, you did drama, did you? At school, right?
But like, I was, to be honest, I'm a bit of a character anyway, so
yeah.
I go into character mode in my life, so so like, but like, I'm used to it. I'm used to just doing stuff.
But shooting the VTs now, mate, it's fucking tough. You look pure wooden, didn't you? Seeing you watching yourself in that big scene, I'm fucking terrible. Andy's a good actor, mate.
Do you know what's funny though? I did think you looked a bit stiff when you came downstairs and went, right lads, is everyone here?
That's terrible. Acting's not for me, mate.
I was like, he doesn't want to look at the camera, is everyone here?
That was horrendous, wasn't it? Oh my god, mate. Mate, I would never get nervous before like a podcast, but see when you're shooting these scenes, man, your heart's fucking pounding, man.
How many takes did it take?
A few takes.
No?
The one when I was waking up in the morning, that took a few takes. But acting, so any job in the world, fuck, I'd love to be a postman, mate.
Would you?
I'd love to be a postman.
Why?
Don't know, I've just always something that I'd like to do. Just never seen an unhappy postman, mate, there. Get the shorts on, you're out, keep them fit, meet people, talk to people, deliver the letters, start at 6, finish at 2, up the road. I will be a postman at one stage, mate.
Just for the shift?
Just, I would like to, that'd be the job I'd like to do, mate. I would 100% be a postman. I always said that. Rafa DeVita always used to say to me, mate, why, it's something I used to talk about as being a postman, I don't know why, mate, I'd like to be a post, eh?
Okay, I said that was my last question. Right?
What would you? If you
Me?
could be anything,
If I could be anything.
Slim.
I'll show you the pictures before COVID. Oh. Do you know what? I'm hopeless at DIY. Hopeless at DIY.
Same.
And I'd like to be good at DIY. So like a painter or a joiner, because
Joining would be good.
I see people what they do in that, and I think, oh, that's quite good.
Amazing, isn't it?
I'm thinking I can do that.
I know, I watched my mate done my extension there, and
It's a nice extension, mate.
thanks very much. And I stood and kind of watched, and I was like, I could not fucking do that, mate. You need to be clever, mate.
You need to have patience, mate. Do you know what I mean? Just like, nah. That's why we
All my
pay
pals are sparks and plumbers that I couldn't do it.
Nah.
Nah, couldn't do it. I'm just no bright. I know my brain doesn't work that having to measure, and I couldn't do that, mate.
Well,
Like you say, patience, fuck that.
yeah, exactly. So, listen, thank you very much.
No worries.
A gentleman. If you click on the link below, get your tickets to the Hydro.